Yo,
Hey, yo.
what's up with it?
What's up, fellas? Back in the building.
Back up.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the late great John Madden, he always had a saying. He had a bunch of them, but this one usually rang true. He always used to say the season doesn't really start until Thanksgiving. And boy, oh boy, is he right. A lot of things happened last week. We're going to dive into it. But remember, we got a ton, and I mean a ton of football left, right? So things are really about to start getting spicy and hot. And your boys are here to talk about it. My name's Corey Hilliard. My man next to me, you all know him, Brandon Hill, a.k.a. B Hill, a.k.a. B. And our good friend, Abel. He's back in his Cowboys gear. And we are the House Divided. If you've been here before, you know what to do. Come on in. Grab your plate. It's Thanksgiving week. Sit down. Let's get ready to talk about some football. But if it's your first time, mi casa, su casa. But whether if it's your first time or you've been here before, my boy B Hill got to get you with the house rules.
You guys already know what time it is around here at the House Divided, guys. If you're not already, we always ask the question, why not? Hop down there. It's real easy, guys. You just hit that subscribe button real quick for us. There's also that notification bell. You go ahead and click that on. You can be up to date and notified on all our latest and greatest content that we are going to be coming at you guys with. Another thing as well, there's that thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you like the content that you guys are seeing and what you're hearing. And the last thing that we always ask from you guys is hop down in the comment boxes, for crying out loud. Please, we've dropped like 34, 35 videos and not one of y'all dropped a single comment. So we just want to hear from you guys. We want to know how we're doing. You think if there's anything we could do to improve on it. But other than that, we are going to hop into this week, though. I'm going to leave this right over here to my boy Abel. This is my guy here. So I'm going to leave the floor to him because he is the Dallas Cowboys fan. That's definitely the Cowboys and the Vikings. That's going to be the first game we touch on. So go ahead, Abel. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yes, sir. First things first, I just want to say appreciate you letting me back on. Ready to have a good time today. I don't have too much to say. I'm going to let y'all, do a little speaking first, and then I'll give it a little bit. But I just got a little joke, got a little riddle for you. What rhymes with oddly agree? I'm going to let you guys ponder on it throughout the show, but at the end of the show, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you know. But what rhymes with oddly agree? But other than that, man, Cowboys, Vikings, right? What a game. What a unexpected surprise to some. Who thought? I believe I said 27-24.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love being wrong. Am I right? But man, yeah, that was just nobody expected that. So, let me know how you feel right now. What do you feel going into the week against New England on Thanksgiving night? It could be a very good bounce back game for you, but just how you feeling right now, bud?
A lot less like giggity and happy than I was going into that game, for sure. 100%. And it humbled me. It humbled my football team. I'm really excited that we have a Thursday game, even though it is a primetime game and usually Kirk Cousins doesn't do good on those kind of games. I'm very happy that we get that quick bounce back to where our team can go out there, we can perform, we can kind of get that ugly taste out of our mouth because, just literally from the beginning of the game, the second that Micah Parsons strip-sacked, fumbled Kirk Cousins, it literally just started going downhill from there. So
third play of the game.
I didn't really know what to think of from there. But then we come out on our next offensive series, right? And they tell me that Darisaw is going to be out for the game due to another concussion. And I literally, at that moment, I was watching the game with my wife. At that moment, I looked over at her and I said, babe, that's a blow. That is an absolute blow. Because Corey touched on it before the game. Because Darisaw was actually in concussion protocol, but he actually cleared all that and everything. But Corey touched on it before the game. If your left tackle doesn't play, that completely changes your whole entire game plan and the whole entire dynamic of the football game just from that one player being out. because not only did we have to sacrifice a tight end on a play or bring in a fullback as opposed to having 3 wide receivers and a tight, you know what I mean? Switching things up like that because we had to have extra blockers to chip. The problem is the guy that was lining up against our backup left tackle, his name was Micah Parsons. And that dude, Micah Parsons, even against some of the best left tackles in the game. I mean, before Darisaw got hurt, everybody was talking about Darisaw. That man, Darisaw, gave up that strip sack fumble. He gave it up. Micah Parsons completely blew him off the line, completely shucked him back, shifted on him, and went and got Kirk Cousins like it was absolutely nothing. And it was just...
He came back inside, too, after he pushed him out. That was insane.
Yeah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, though, you guys did what you were supposed to do, and then some. I mean, granted, I was not anticipating a 40-3 football game at all. I honestly think when it was 23-3 and you guys came out of half and you scored that touchdown, I think that it was lights out, cameras, action. I don't think my team was even motivated to be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. Dak Prescott, shout out to Dak Prescott. That's probably the greatest game I've ever seen Dak Prescott play. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Abel. But from start to finish, okay, what game was better?
That was his probably one of his best efficiency wise. You know what I'm saying? He was 23 for 25, 276, and 3 or 2? I'm not sure.
Two touchdowns and no interceptions.
Yeah, he really didn't do. I mean, he had a couple. The 60-something yarder to Tony was big, sure, but that wasn't like a deep ball. That was just kind of a little 20, 25-yard little absolute dart. 25, 22 for 25. That's crazy efficient, but a lot of them were just, nice on the money balls, sure, but they weren't anything big and explosive. That was more just the playmakers making plays on the outsides. I'd say the playoff game against Seattle, that was just that was one where it mattered just to the maximum win or go home situation. But he was still a little bit young and he had a lot to prove, and that was kind of a stamp for him. So I always remember that game. I was big.
No, that was a good game too. I don't know. Me personally, just as a NFL fan, haven't seen Dak Prescott play because you look at it as he was just little easy passes here and there. But man, sometimes you just take what the defense gives you and you don't try to force things, which is what Dak has been known to do in the past. He's tried to force things to CeeDee Lamb or tried to force things to Michael Gallup. What were they doing? They were literally neutralizing our second-string cornerback, Andrew Booth Jr., the rookie that was out there. They were destroying him the whole entire game because what were the Vikings doing? They were playing 7 yards off because they were worried about him getting dusted, right? So what did Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, absolutely hats off to him. He called an excellent game plan.
He did.
I mean, the way you guys rushed the ball, you had 40 rushing attempts to 30 passing attempts. That right there, coupled with your guys' defense, time of possession in this game was like 39 minutes to like 20-something. It was it was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one of those things, you add all of those things up, and it was just an excellent game plan executed by you guys. You caught the Vikings completely off cover. And shout out to Trevon Diggs, too. I mean, granted, he didn't have to cover for very long because your defensive line was absolutely getting to Kirk Cousins probably every other play, it felt like. But he was making it to where there it is. There it is. There it is. He shut him down.
Oh, man.
He shut him down.
33.
If you can't see that, that's 3 for 33 yards.
Yep. And that's following last year, and I brought it up in the matchup show. It's following last year's performance for 2 for 20. I mean, this is the guy we call the best receiver in the NFL. And Trevon Diggs
is the guy that they don't say is very good that gets burnt all the time, He's just not very good. He's just not good.
caps off. I think it had a lot to do with SEC football. They played each other in college. You know what I'm saying? There's a little familiarity there. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking anything away from Trevon Diggs. He absolutely had a hell of a game. He balled. Your defensive line, I mean, you can just go across the line. Dante Fowler. You had freaking DeMarcus Lawrence. Lawrence even got in on it.
Armstrong.
I have nothing more to say about this game other than I'm glad that it was week 11 and it wasn't the playoffs. We're 8-2. Hindsight is 2020, and me as a Vikings fan right now, my next opponent is the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football. I would hate to be the New England Patriots come Thursday night because we're going to stomp a mud hole in their ass. That's exactly what's about to happen. Mark my words. We're 8-2. We're still the 2 seed in the NFC, and I rest my case there. I'm done. We got our ass whooped. You move on. It happens in the NFL. If I'm not mistaken, back in 2020, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got smoked 1 week too, but they ended up winning the Super Bowl. Not saying that's what's going to happen for my Vikings, but there's still time to turn this thing around and make sure things go right. Go ahead, Corey. What's your take on this game? Corey?
Yeah, what do you
haven't
think,
been able
Corey?
to say nothing.
Oh, man, y'all said a lot. I mean, y'all covered a lot of my points. I just got 2 names for you. Pollard and Parsons.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pollard and Parsons. Pollard and Parsons. Pollard and Parsons. That's the formula, bro. Let Parsons rush the quarterback. Cut that man loose. Let him wreak havoc. And on offense, you got to find a way to get Tony Pollard touches. This man, I am so glad I got him in both fantasy leagues, Doug. He's outperformed every running back that I've had in my fantasy. He's outperformed Jonathan Taylor. He's outperformed Mixon. He's outperformed Damian Pierce. He's been the best pickup for me in fantasy this entire year. That man absolutely eats. If Zeke wasn't getting paid all that money, to me, he'd be the number 1 back. But his role to me is perfect right now because he's such a great switch up. You can hand him the ball. He slithers through the line. He runs people over. He gets the top speed like that. He can catch like a receiver. He'll outrun your your linebacker. He'll outrun your safety. That dude is an ultimate weapon. He's on the cusp of becoming a top 5 back in the league, in my opinion. He is the ultimate weapon. He is that Alvin Kamara, the guy who just got traded from the Panthers to the 49ers. What's his name? McCaffrey. He's on that type level, bro. He's on that type level, dog. I'm telling you, I love Tony Pollard. Give that man the ball, stick to the run game, play defense, and the Cowboys got a legit chance, bro.
No, they do. They do. They're scary, man. Defense wins championships. It does. And you guys, I mean, here's the thing. You're going to lose Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore. They're going to be head coaches, man. From what they're displaying, I mean, but here's the thing, though. And I'm not trying to ruffle feathers or make anybody upset. You know this as a Cowboys fan. It's not December yet, my friend. In December, they always leave us a nice little Christmas present for all the other fans in the NFL under those trees. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys always, and I know y'all kicked our butts and hats off to you for it, but the Cowboys always show their true colors when the playoffs start getting close. That's all I'm saying. 4 playoff wins since 1994. Prove me otherwise. So,
look, I hate the Cowboys just as much
nice.
as you be. Me and B-Hill share a common bond, and I hatred for the Cowboys. This might be different, dog. I'm just saying it might be different this year.
We'll see.
They all week they talked. Dak said it. A couple of their players said it. They said it was a playoff game. All week they said it.
Well, they needed that.
They said it was a playoff game. And if this is how they're going to treat a playoff game, if this is how they're going to treat it, dog.
Okay, no, I get it. I get it there. They needed that. And I hinted at this. I was nervous because anytime my Vikings have one of those emotional games, go back to the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles after the Minnesota Miracle. We laid a complete absolute egg 38-7. You see what I'm saying? It was just those. I don't know what it is about my team. The coaches need to get that crap figured out because in the playoffs, you're going to have emotional wins. There's going to be emotional field games. You have to learn how to bounce back from those games. But I'm not taking anything away from the Cowboys whatsoever, though. I can't talk trash on the Cowboys no more this year. And gosh dang it,
I mean, y'all might have needed this because y'all tend to play around with y'all's food, and
no, I
you know what I mean.
I get it.
Y'all tend to not. I don't know. This might have been a wake up. I think this is a good wake up call for you guys. Sometimes you just need your ass whooped.
Hey, right? I'd rather get a good wake up call at 8-1 and be 8-2 than be sitting there playoff bound or trying to get to the. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get into the playoffs and then it hurts you and drops you lower. So we have a little room for error, but let's not make a dang habit out of this crap, okay, Vikings?
Hey,
that's all I got.
Hey,
what's up?
Just one quick, just to finish it.
Yeah.
The Dallas has an all-time record in the month of December. Their all-time record is 119, 96, and 1.
What is it since 94? What is it since 94?
Oh, that
give me those. You look
up some more.
Yeah, go ahead and look that up.
But this is just the all-time.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear since 94.
Continue.
Next game.
I like it though. Go ahead. Yeah. Good job. Hey, Abel, hats off to you, brother. Good job. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Hey.
We'll see. Hey,
right
we're gonna play each other again in the playoffs. We'll see you on the playoffs. Real talk. You better be ready.
Let's go.
Because it's not gonna be 40-3. So this next game that we're gonna talk about, y'all's division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. They traveled over there to the Indianapolis Colts. And folks, they absolutely stole this game from Jeff Saturday and the Colts. They stole it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to them, though, because all the talk all week long was what? They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop it. What'd they do? They held one of the best backs in the league. I mean, he's top 5. He's just been dealing with ankle injuries, everything else. You might not be happy if he's on your fantasy team. But Jonathan Taylor is still that dude. They held him to 22 carries for 84 yards and only a touchdown. And that touchdown came on the first drive of the game. So I say all that to say the Eagles are still for real. They're 9-1. They're definitely a problem. They showed coming back. I believe they were down by either 10 or 11. One of y'all can correct me on that. Going into
They were
down
13-3 going into the fourth.
Okay. And they came back and they won. Signs of a good football team right there. I mean, as if the signs haven't already been there with Philadelphia. They're a solid football team. I mean, there's no denying that. I know they're your rivals, Abel, but the Eagles are definitely going to be one of those teams to beat, and it's going to be a very interesting matchup whenever you guys link up with them if they can lose one more game before they play y'all. So that might be for the division. We don't know as far as that goes, because as far as divisions are concerned, if there's a tiebreaker and you guys both beat each other, the way you guys demolished us, they'll go with the common opponents, and you guys will win the division. So that's how that stuff kind of works. Am I right on that, Corey?
Yeah.
I think it goes between because if you guys had the same record.
Division record would probably be the first tiebreaker. Then conference, common opponents or something like that. Then if it went past that, it's like a point differential.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of different tiebreakers, but there's a pecking order to them.
What's your take on this game, Abel? What you got, man?
Man, the Colts. I think the Colts let this just absolutely slip through their fingers. You know,
they did.
Here, let me show you what we got. Matt Ryan's his stats today from Sunday. He played himself a real good football game. He played really well that day.
It was 23.
So we got 22 for 32. Didn't turn the football over. Jonathan Taylor, it doesn't look like he got a lot, but he 82 yards is 84 yards. That's a good day at the office, you know.
Right.
They got lucky. You know, they fumbled the football. I believe it was in the third, maybe it was early in the fourth. Colts fumbled the football. Bam, next thing you know, AJ Brown passed. They come up from behind, strip sack. Boom. They got, or not strip sack, but strip fumble. So, man, yeah, I feel bad for him, you know. The 8-2 sounds a lot better than 9-1, you know. But
Man.
yeah, it was a good game. I watched it all. It was a good battle, but it kind of makes you feel like Philly's got some holes, right? I mean, they just these last 2 weeks they haven't looked sharp really. They did enough to win, sure, to come back, yeah, but the Colts aren't that, that's to be expected. Good football team should do that, and they are a good football team. So
Right. I would think that the Colts are a little better than their record might precede.
I definitely do. That's why their coach got fired. That's exactly why Frank Reich got fired. This team is underperforming for what they have in that building.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They have a solid defense.
Say that.
They got a solid defense. They got a top 10 corner. Would you call him top 10 or would you call him top 5 now, Stephon Gilmore? Where would you put him at right now?
He is not top 5.
Okay, no, he's like top 10.
Is he
he's
top
gotten
10?
long in the tooth. Yeah, he's gotten older, but he's still a damn good corner.
He's top 10.
I would have to give it I can't just spit it off the top of the head. I'd have to look at it.
No, I'm with you. He
had a good game. He had a good game.
He played good. I mean, it was 17-16. They took a 9-1 Philadelphia team to the brink, man. I mean, it took everything the Eagles had to win that football game. And not only that, they beat the Chiefs earlier in the season. So the Colts, like Corey was saying, they're a very underperforming football team. What's your take on this one, Corey? What you got?
I appreciate and I love what the Eagles are. When you have the best record in the league, dog, like people are coming after you. It's every when you get to 8-0, 8-1, and everybody's talking about you, you're getting your flowers on ESPN and Fox Sports. Teams are trying to make a point, right, to really make a statement against you. So this is gonna be the status quo for them every week now.
Right.
There will be no easy games. People are coming for their head. All right.
I agree.
And I can appreciate being down 13-3 in the fourth quarter and winning the game by 1. You know what I mean? Good teams do that. The Vikings, if we're going to say the Vikings are a good team and a contender, they were down 17-7 to the Commanders. Fourth quarter, 3 weeks ago, won the game. They were down 27-10 to the Bills. Third quarter, won the game. And everybody praised them. So if we're going to praise the Vikings in that manner, we got to come back and we got to praise the Eagles the same way. They won a tough game on the road when they didn't have their A game. And there's a lot to be said for that. So kudos to them, man. And then Linval Joseph, the pickups that they had, they stopped the run game. They shut that down. Mm-hmm. Taylor had 22 carries, I believe, for like 84-something yards like that.
Yeah.
So those pickups that they made, we talked about them, they worked. They they showed up that run defense. So
they did.
That's good, man. The NFL is hard, dog. Most games are won by 3 points or less. All right, so this is and when
except for the Vikings and Cowboys, except for the Vikings and Cowboys game. Right?
I'm gonna let you say it.
I said it.
Those what happened to the Cowboys and the Vikings? That's an anomaly in NFL football. Those games are like what the Eagles had this past week. So
that was terrible,
and they won. They're 9-1. They won.
Got to give it to them. Shout out to them. I mean, they're the best team in football right now. Got to give it to them. They're right there with the Chiefs. Y'all are up there too. Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
No. I'm not talking about Dallas. I'm more thinking about Kansas City. But
let's talk about that now. Let's hop on that.
Hold on. I got one more thing. So I'm looking at this schedule right here: Packers, Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants.
He dropped out. You can't use his phone for stats. He opened up his Safari. He opened up his Safari.
You can't be looking at the phone for stats, my guy.
I didn't. I swear I didn't. I'm looking at the thing. By the way, I could definitely see if obviously these teams would have to play their best football game, But these ain't no walkthroughs. Green Bay, Titans.
That's gonna be a tough one.
They run the football. Both of those teams run the football.
Yeah.
Isn't that a deficiency for the Eagles? They supposedly can't stop the run. So
that's fair.
I mean,
that's fair.
And then obviously they play the Cowboys Christmas Eve, which I will give you a live, in-depth recap because I'll be there. You know, so there's
you're gonna
definitely
be at the game.
Oh, I'll be there. We're gonna have a grand old time. But yeah, there's a couple big games that Philly's gonna have to be able to step up, which good test for them, which only makes them more tough for this, for the postseason. So, but hey, fingers crossed. But you never want to hope for another team to lose a football game. You know what I'm saying? You need to go out there. People need to handle their business. If they go out there and handle the business, they're the number one seed.
In their final 7 games over that stretch, what do you got the Eagles going realistically, Abel? What's your record for them?
Realistically?
Realistically. Not from a Cowboys fan perspective. Realistically, what do you think they'll go?
I think that the Packers will give them a little bit more tough time than the Titans only because of Aaron Rodgers. So I think that the Packers could win that one. I say they take the Titans. I say they take the New York game. I say they take Chicago. Dang sure ain't taking Christmas Eve. Probably going to take against Saints. Saints are kind of average, mediocre. But then I'd say a toss-up for that last game because that's going to be a big game, Giants and Philly, for their last game, Week 17. That could determine a lot of different things, too.
Okay. So you got them going. You got them winning against everybody but the Packers and the Cowboys, basically. So you got them going 5-2 to end the season, then.
Give or take, yeah. That's
okay. I see them beating the Packers. I don't see them losing to the Packers because it's at Lincoln Financial Field and it's a Sunday night football game. I witnessed what that place is like on prime time. It's going to go bananas, especially with Aaron Rodgers in the building. I got them against the Packers. I think they're going to slip up against the Titans. I think Derrick Henry is one of those guys that can keep Jalen Hurts and that offense on the sideline. So I got them losing to the Titans. I got them losing at the Giants as well. I think this is going to be a game for the Giants to be able to come back and show people that they are something serious, somebody to be reckoned with. So I got them losing those. And then I'll have them winning every game but except for you guys. I think you guys are going to pull up there, and I think you're going to end up taking the division from them. I think that's how it's all going to shake out at the end of the day. I really do. I mean, the way you guys beat us on Sunday made me, and I hate to say this, but it made me a believer in the Cowboys as of right now. If we're talking right now going into Week 12, you got to think that the Cowboys have a shot. You just have to.
So, okay. So what you just said, right?
What's up?
That means Dallas is going to be the number one seed.
Well,
so we'll take that all day, baby.
No,
we'll take that all day, baby.
That's hoping that my Vikings lose another game. I didn't say that. We might go out and win out. Did you look at our remaining schedule while you over there? Go check it out. It gets a little easier.
We've seen Dallas have the number one seed and poo-poo it, by the way.
Yeah, so go ahead. I mean, it doesn't matter.
And when was that? And when was that? And when was that?
You want my honest opinion?
Was that 2016? Was that 2016?
Hey, let me give you something. Hang on. You want my honest opinion? Dream opponent if we get you on the playoffs. Dream opponent. Dream opponent. Because give me my left tackle for the whole damn game. Can I have my guy the whole game? If my guy don't get knocked out? And then the dream opponent. So, I'd love to play. I'd love to play y'all playoffs.
So you're telling me that homeboy would have stopped 7 sacks from happening?
It wouldn't have happened. 7 sacks wouldn't have went down if our line. Bro, come on. Our left tackle and our left guard went out in that game. No, 7
is my
sacks
man Superman? Is that Thor? Is you got Thor on the offensive line?
I'm not saying that we wouldn't have gave up any sacks, but it wouldn't have been 7. That threw off our whole entire offensive line, my guy. It just did. It wouldn't have been so, and we wouldn't have won the ball game. I'm not saying we would have won, but it wouldn't have been no 40-3.
Hey, MPU, dog. Next player up. Let's go.
That's fine.
Next game up. That was 2 games ago. We were just talking about the Eagles and the Colts, and y'all found y'all ways back. I love it, though.
Yeah, I apologize.
I love it. I got to keep y'all on track.
Apologize on that one. It's going to go all night.
The gloves are coming off. I like it. That should have been the first segment. Look at y'all.
It is what it is.
I bet B-Hill never told you about that little C note that he had to throw me a couple years back, did he? Yeah.
We'll be all right. You're going to see Justin Jefferson hitting the gritty. Don't worry. It's going to be all back to normal. But To keep us on track, though, this next game that we are going to talk about is the Chiefs and the LA Chargers. I mean, this one on Sunday Night Football was a heck of a matchup. I mean, AFC West football at its finest. I mean, granted, Kansas City's kind of, I think, locked that division up almost. I just don't see Kansas City going on a bunch of losing streaks.
Nobody's catching them.
And if I'm not mistaken, they're undefeated in the division. I don't think anybody in their division's beaten them so far this year. So that was everybody talking about the best division, quote unquote, coming into the year. And Kansas City's done nothing but prove that they're still the class of that division. And it starts with Patrick Mahomes, and it ends with number 87, Travis Kelce, catching the ball and running it for a touchdown. I mean, those Tyreek Hill who? Tyreek who? That's what Patrick Mahomes is saying this year. All that talk in the offseason, you know what I'm saying, that Tyreek said that Tua throws a better ball than Patrick Mahomes, blah, 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 blah. Patrick Mahomes has done nothing but just go out there and ball and prove that he is still the best quarterback in the NFL. And you weren't on the show at that time, but me and Corey did it before the season. We did our early season, like, best quarterbacks in the league. And I have Patrick Mahomes as one, and he had Josh Allen as his number one. And simply the reason why I was like, you can't dethrone Patrick Mahomes until somebody proves otherwise. You just can't. Because Matthew Stafford winning the Super Bowl last year don't make him the best quarterback. Joe Burrow making it to the Super Bowl, which is being proven to be kind of an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? They're a mid. They're not making it back to the Super Bowl this year. Let's just be honest.
You said they was mid. They is mid, bro.
It hadn't helped that they haven't had Jamar Chase the last few games. I'm not saying anything bad against them, but I rest my case there. That's where I'm at. What do you got on this game, Corey?
Man, just another great divisional matchup. You know, we talk about winning close games. The Chiefs on the road against a great opponent. Here's what the Chargers present for the Chiefs, bro. It's a matchup problem for them, dog. They always play them tough. It's always a battle. The game always comes down to the last minute. And when you got Mahomes in the last minute of the game, bro, you might as well just do a live bet and get your money. Right? That dude is automatic, dog. He's an absolute problem. He is the undisputed number one quarterback in the NFL. There's no more disputing it. Isaiah Pacheco is a nice addition. We don't even talk about Clyde Edwards-Helaire anymore. This dude Pacheco is taking over the backfield. And what else can you say about Travis Kelce? My Lord. This dude looks like a receiver playing tight end. To me, he's going to go down as the GOAT if he continues on this trajectory. And the Chiefs just do what the Chiefs do, bro. They win. They're 8-2. They're going to win a division. All of this talk about Justin Herbert in the preseason, everything that the Chargers were supposed to be, is what the Chiefs have been and continue to be. They dominate that division. They're going to have the 1 seed in the AFC. And what they did Sunday night was just prove again that they are the class of the AFC. There's no challenge. Somebody's going to have to step up in the playoffs and beat them. But shoot, man, if they're going to play like that, when that man has the ball down 4 with a minute left, it's no problem, dog. We've seen it way too many times. Way too many times. Here's a stat for you before I give it back to you. The dude is 24-3 in the division since being a starter at Kansas City. Since he took over the starting job in Kansas City, he is 24-3 in that division. He has not lost a road game in the division. He has not lost on the road one time to the Raiders, the Chargers, or the Broncos.
That man cold.
That was big. What you got on this one, Abel? Hit us with it.
Man, I had a good time watching it. I know that.
Yeah.
Fun game to watch.
Well, a minute, 50 seconds, 35 seconds. It doesn't matter.
We all know what's going to happen.
If Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are on the field at the same time and they need to score, they will find a way and they will always score. It's ridiculous.
Man,
and I agree. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. I mean, that's
easy. Hands down.
He is just, man, he is. And I remember when I went last year to watch them play against Dallas up in Kansas City. Even though Dallas took the L, it was so much fun watching them running around, just making
special.
crazy passes. Like it was awesome. So just Justin Herbert, I wouldn't say he's had his most successful season so far. He's been injured, having a rough time, like we was talking about with them ribs. But he 23 for 30, 280, 2 touchdowns. That's not a bad football game.
No, man.
No.
He's played without his top 2 receivers the whole year.
I was just about to say that. I was like, and he just got let's see. So who was it? I'm looking.
Mike Williams and Keenan Allen both came.
Mike Williams re-aggravated the ankle. Keenan played the whole game.
Keenan balled 5 for 94. So like getting them back, that was big. Defense made some good plays, but just somehow in the fourth quarter, you have to be able to manage it to where, like, no matter what,
you have the ball.
If you are in contention of winning this football game, if it's 3 minutes or left, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, you make sure Kansas City does not get the football.
Yeah,
because then you just don't have a chance.
I agree.
So Chargers took an unfortunate L at home, but I mean, what do you expect? Put your money on them.
No, I get it. Man, the Chargers are kind of one of those teams that they're just like my Vikings. They'll always make you happy, and they'll make you think that they're going to do something, and then they just let you down at the last minute whenever you don't expect it. But, I mean, shout out to them, though. That was a heck of a fought game. I'm pretty sure that they're in a discussion for wild card seeding, whatever. I just know if I was a team, I wouldn't want to play the Chargers in the playoffs, because if Justin Herbert does all of a sudden get healthy, they can get Mike Williams back healthy, and they can have all their weapons and their horses. They could be a problem because they still have Bosa and Khalil Mack rushing off each edge. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the season for that. This next game, we didn't touch on this one in our matchup, but Abel brought up a good point before we started this show, and I figured, hey, why not? We can squeeze it into here tonight. The New York Jets and the New England Patriots. It just so happens that that's literally the next two opponents that my Vikings play, and they literally could not score a touchdown in this game until the final punt return touchdown for a run back by Marcus Jones. I mean, this game was very, very boring. If you're a defensive fan, you probably love this game. But if you're a fantasy football fan or anything else, you didn't get many points out of anybody in this game because there just wasn't much touchdowns. Unless you had the Patriots defense, and you were probably a pretty happy person. But other than that, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to touch on this game. I mean, Zach Wilson, I think Stephen A. Smith came on First Take and absolutely, dethroned that guy and called him absolute garbage.
He did. He called him trash.
When you get called out by Stephen A. Smith on ESPN for being trash in New York City, man, you don't hide anywhere. You're going to hear about it everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel bad for
here's what they're looking at, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They're 6-4 team, right? They were in the playoffs as before that game started. So looking at the seeding, New England took their spot. New England's at 6, Cincinnati's at 7, and New York's on the outside looking in. So they're very much still in the playoff hunt. They're a game out right now.
Right.
And Robert Saleh, the head coach, basically got on the podium yesterday and was asked about and was asked about who's going to start at quarterback. And he said he doesn't know. He's got to evaluate this week. So my guess is they're going to either turn to the old man, Flacco, or it's going to be Mike Jones, who I think it's the backup quarterback.
It's got to be Mike Jones. I mean, you can't. We've already seen what Flacco can give us. I don't think Flacco has much left in the tank. But
yeah, Mike Jones is younger, so.
Before I kick this over to Abel on this, I just want one more take. One thing that really killed the Jets was when Breece Hall went down with that torn ACL, because that rookie from Iowa State was absolutely setting the league on fire before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that was a huge blow whenever they lost him. Because Zach Wilson, before he got hurt, because what's one good thing to help your quarterback out? Other than a good offensive line. you got to have a run game. And with no run game, Zach Wilson's not going to go out there and win the game with his arm. He clearly showed that, going 9 for 22 and 77 yards and 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, he had a 24.5 QBR.
Dog, they had 2 yards in the second half.
I'm aware. No, I'm very aware.
2 yards. That's like, bro, they averaged 3 inches a play somebody put on the second half, dog. And they asked this man after the game, do you feel like you let your team down? The dude was like, no.
And he said no.
I was like, bro, what the hell you mean no?
And then immediately tried to move on to the next question.
You absolutely let your team down,
I was like, bro, you wilding right now.
Absolutely.
Y'all average 3 inches and you talking about no? Like, bro, get the hell out of here.
You absolutely did. Absolutely, 100%. What do you got on this one, Abel?
Man, like you said, it was a crazy boring game. We was out watching it, and there was a few Patriots fans that was in the bar, and they was getting a little loud and whatever. But once the game got over, they put it on all the screens because they was about to watch the Cowboys game. And the next thing you know, that dude took it to the crib, and that whole place erupted. You know, that was just a big time play. But when you throw for 77 yards, you're not going to do too much. You know, defense is out there not letting people score touchdowns, not even letting them score field goals, and you're not going to do anything. This is also another good reason why they lost. Let me get right back to it, if you don't mind. Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Who?
Mac Jones is a little silent killer. He said it. Man,
he's been playing better lately. I'm not going to poo-poo him. He's been playing
absolutely.
better lately. What was his
23
stats?
for 27. 23 for 27, 246 yards.
That's
pretty efficient.
That's
not too bad.
4 incompletions,
you know what I mean?
246. He just couldn't get it in the end zone.
The Patriots were driving the ball way more than what the Jets were.
Right.
They just couldn't punch it in. They just couldn't punch it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you got Sauce Gardner out there, you know, it's hard to score touchdowns out there.
Absolutely.
You know?
That dude's a stud.
But other than, you know, this game, I think the Patriots are a team to keep an eye out coming out in the wild card in the AFC. Somehow, some way, Belichick always seems to get those teams just barely by the skin of the teeth into the playoffs, just like last year. Now, do I think that they're going to play Buffalo or somebody like that? That would be probable, but I don't think that they're going to get blown out like that. Mac Jones got a little experience under him, and he's had some rough games, but he hasn't had too many bad games. You know, so 6-4, third in the division. They could climb up there a little bit, so that's definitely a team to watch out for. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
No, they definitely are. They definitely are. Anything else y'all want to touch on in this game before we hop into this last one?
Nope.
The last one, and I'm just going to introduce the game, and then I'm just going to shoot it right over here to my guy in the Lions hoodie. I mean, your Detroit Lions, Corey. Look at y'all, man. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. And then what else y'all did is you made Abel right about the New York Giants as being pretenders, quote unquote. The jury's still out on that. They're still a 7-3 football team. But I'll go ahead and pass this one over to you, Corey. What's your takeaway from this game?
It was just a big time win. We were able to run the ball at will. Had the lead at halftime and came back and got the ball after half and went right down the field and made it 24-6. And just kind of at that point, you knew that they really didn't have anything for us. The first 7 weeks of the season, we had by far the worst defense in the NFL. And slowly but surely, we're just getting a little better here and there, a little better here and there. Now, it helps when you're going against Daniel Jones. That definitely helps. Danny Dimes, I mean, thank God we played. I mean, the fact that they were 7-2, now 7-3, man, it's amazing. Big ups to them for even having that record with that guy at quarterback. But we shut down Saquon. Jared Goff looked good. Jamal Williams had 3 tutties. Just really, man, it was just a good performance. And to see us win 3 in a row, something we hadn't done since, Calvin Johnson and them boys was playing. Makes me happy. And this puts us in the 10th spot. We're 4-6. Atlanta's 9, 5-6. Commanders are 8 at 6-5. All right. And then the 7th seed right now, the last team to get in, is the Seahawks at 6-4. So we're 4-6, they're 6-4. If things get really stupid and really crazy and the Lions continue to win somehow, All right, and then the teams in front of us start slipping a little bit. There's actually a chance, bro, that the Lions could get the 7th seed in the playoffs. Now, I opened the show in my intro talking about John Madden. The season doesn't start till Thanksgiving. Well, gosh dang, who do we play on Thanksgiving? The Buffalo Bills. So we're about to find out. We're going to find out a lot about if we have what it takes to make a playoff push. And that thing starts Thursday in 2 days on Thanksgiving against the Buffalo Bills.
Detroit, right?
Yeah, the game's always in Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Did Buffalo just stay in town? Did they just
I
stay
think
in
they
town?
went. I think they might have went back, and they're just gonna come back tomorrow night. But
since they kind of took over y'all's home stadium and made it kind of theirs this last week, I just wasn't sure.
We let them borrow it. We gave them the Wi-Fi code and the keypad to get in. We're very hospitable to them, but hey. Now they get to go to the visitors' locker room. We own that thing, man.
One other point I just want to throw out there. Did you know Jamal Williams is actually leading the NFL in touchdowns?
Touchdowns. He has the most touchdowns at 12. Yes, sir.
Who would have thought that one? That's a little fantasy nugget for you folks.
I'm just happy for Dan Campbell because 3 weeks ago they were talking about his job being in jeopardy.
Man, hell no. That's crazy.
His job was in jeopardy. He's a damn good coach.
There's not a
and the word and as that grew, you saw his team rally around him, and they love that dude, man. And the best thing they've done for him and his job is going a 3-game win streak. So I think he secured his job for next year.
I would agree with that as well.
I don't see him doing that.
What's your takes on this one, Abel? What you got?
Pretender. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
How you gonna get beat at home? At home. And you're supposed to be something. I mean, granted, people lose all the time, but you're not supposed to lose to Detroit like that. No offense. But that's just not how it's supposed to be. If you're somebody, you need to take care of business at home. So to see that, and then to know that Daniel Jones threw for 341 yards, and they still take the L. Saquon has 15 carries. How many yards did he have? He had 22.
Yeah, 22 yards.
He's the number 2 running back in the NFL right now. Number 2.
With the clamps on him.
That's less than 2 yards a carry, my guy. That's just...
Before we end this,
1.5.
Because what goes around comes around, Abel, so you got to be careful. Because on Thanksgiving, the Cowboys host the New York Giants. 2-7-3 teams. Y'all got the same record as they do.
Don't sleep.
If the Giants somehow win that game, they're already a 9-point underdog. The Giants are. If they somehow win that game, are they still pretenders then? Are we talking about back in contender status? What are we talking?
I say this like in all seriousness. Like I truly do not see the New York Giants winning against Dallas. I just truly don't. They're not even on the same level of competition. Now, does Dallas want to go out there and play like, JV squad? How sometimes they've been known to do, or do dumb things coaching-wise when it comes to play calling and things like that? Sure. But I don't think that that's going to happen. It's business. And I do think that this football team this is the best opportunity that they have to do something. And, they got the core pieces that have been there for a while. And I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl by any means. So I'm just saying, if there was a year for them to do anything, it's the time is now. So there's no way that New York's going to come in there. They've got a lot of players that are injured too. Their leading receiver. Do you know who their leading receiver was?
Wilson.
Wandale Robinson. You know who that is?
Robinson. He was a rookie. Yeah. He's a rookie out of.
I don't even know. I have no idea who that is.
I can't remember where he went to school, but he's a rookie. I can't remember where he went to school though. But yeah.
Trayvon Diggs is getting 2 Thanksgiving dinners, if you know what I'm saying. He's about to feast on that second or on that wide receiving core. So Tony Pollard, I do feel Tony's going to have another big game, and the defense is going to just continue to just be dominant. That's exactly what I feel. I'm not one that gambles like that on sports because sports are wild. But man, this is one of those games that they're going to for sure handle business.
You bet the farm on this one, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't bet the farm. I bet a couple dogs. You know what I'm saying? A couple cows or something.
So you would do that? Cowboys covering that 9? Are they covering that 9?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'd even say it's like 13.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
They're coming to handle business.
Okay, we'll see. I got y'all winning. I just don't know about 9 points. I might go lay my money down in Vegas and go against that one there, but otherwise, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's a division game. It's Thanksgiving. I mean, you guys are coming off of one of those games to where you could do no wrong. You know just as well as I do what can happen the next week after a game like that, Abel.
That's a good point.
You can completely go the opposite way. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but you are playing a divisional game. They know you guys. You know them. There's not going to be any surprises in this football game. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the score was 23-16 the last time.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Cooper Rush, too.
No MG13. Cooper Rush. You know what I'm saying? Still haven't found the true.
Whoa, hold up. Did you just say MG13? Stop it. I'm done.
Michael Gallup, baby, don't act like Michael Gallup be making big-time plays. Michael Gallup be making big-time plays. You get out of here and you stop that, sir.
I was trying to process that one, too, B. I was like, who's MG? I was like, hold on.
This man
Mr. Catches anything when it's on the sideline, baby. Mr. Big-time catches. But, hey, before we get up out of here, I got to know. I gave you some time to ponder. I'm going to ask y'all again, just to see where y'all are at.
Oddly agree.
What rhymes with oddly agree?
I'm stumped, bro. You got me beat on this one. Where you at with this? Come on. Hit me with it.
Are you? Corey, what do you think?
I don't know, bro.
7-3? 7-3? Is it
what?
7-3? I don't know. Oddly agree.
7-3?
Hell, I don't know.
40-3.
40-3?
You know what the vibes are, my guy.
It's all good.
We'll do this again.
That's a bad stat sheet. I'm done with Thielen too in fantasy. He's off. He's on my bench. I might just drop him.
He said, Hill said, "Ooh, we got Adam Thielen as our third receiver."
I probably wouldn't do that, Corey. Just FYI.
I don't know, man. Hawk let y'all down too. He dropped a couple passes. He dropped a tutty.
We're not playing that Cowboys. We're not playing that Cowboys defense every week. I'm just saying. Saying. It's a good job.
Dakota Rain Prescott.
Dakota Rain Prescott.
Dakota Rain, baby.
Man.
This is why we don't like Cowboys, man, because y'all win one game and
it's Super Bowl already around here.
One game? Bro, we could have lost. We could seriously have lost, and I still will talk like this, bro, I promise.
Y'all needed it. Y'all stepped up when you needed to. That's signs of a good football team. Absolutely. I mean, they showed up when they needed to, and they showed out. They didn't just show up; they showed out. So, no doubt. Go ahead.
And what a game for Dak to come out and ball like that too. There was a good chunk of people that was saying Dak was the one to be at blame and at fault for that game against Green Bay like that. And sometimes that stuff just blows me away.
It really was.
It's only because he's the quarterback for the Cowboys. If he was the quarterback for the Colts and they've got a good record or something crazy like that, that would never be the slang against Dakota. You know what I'm saying? They'd probably look at him in an even better light than what they do. You know what I'm saying? But just because he do this and that. He's got a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio as a career quarterback.
Y'all are the
3-to-1. That's going to get the job done.
Hey, y'all the most valuable franchise, man. It comes with the territory, brother. You're the most televised. I agree, but I'm just saying. Everything.
Right. You know. But let's go. You know.
Nobody cares about the Indianapolis Colts since Andrew Luck retired, man. Nobody gives a damn. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that crazy?
But it doesn't matter about what happens with the Cowboys because one way or another, whether y'all are winning or you're losing, they're going to talk about you. They're just going to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's how it happens. Because you have two of the biggest mouths in sports broadcasting as fans of y'all. You got Michael Irvin, and then you got Skip.
I don't work for them yet, bro. I don't work for them yet. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I like it. So is there anything else y'all want to touch on before we hop off of here?
No, man.
Can't wait to
good
get
show.
fat on Turkey Day. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I
Happy
hear you.
Thanksgiving to everybody. By the
Happy
way,
Happy
that's a good
Thanksgiving
point.
for sure.
Happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely, guys. Well, shoot. As always, guys, this is the House Divided podcast. And I kind of want to let y'all know a little something. This man, Abel, came on as a guest speaker. But I think we're going to implement Abel a little bit more into some more future shows. We like the vibe that he brings to it, everything else. So we're going to kind of welcome him into our House Divided. You know what I'm saying? The door's open
Yes,
for
sir.
him to walk
Appreciate
in
that.
if he wants to come in. So, as always, my guy, Corey, you already know what time it is around here, guy.
Yes, sir.
We always, at here at the House Divided, we signed on in tonight. So we going to go sign on out. One thing I want to ask y'all before we leave, though. Who's your Super Bowl picks after Week 11? Who y'all got? Who y'all got? Hit me.
We them boys, baby.
Oh,
Against
man.
who? Against who? Against who?
I don't care.
Okay.
I just want to be there. But if I had to pick, non-biasedly, man, Kansas City
Okay. What you got, Corey?
and Dallas. Let's go.
What you got, Corey?
I got Eagles, Kansas City. I don't know
Okay.
who would win, but I like the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Skull.
That'll be a good one. That could be a good one. I see Patrick Mahomes winning by 100.
We bouncing back. Kirk Cousins is gonna get the monkey off his back.
All
making it
three
to
of our
the
teams
Super
play
Bowl.
on Thanksgiving, man, so we don't have to watch to wait long.
Oh,
to watch
It means
all
we're
three of
doing
our
something
teams.
right.
We
We're
got
doing
a
something
recap.
right.
We got a recap show coming, is what it sounds like to me. If all three
Ooh,
of
and
us
Exactly.
after,
are playing, that's what's
after
up.
Turkey Day thing. Ooh,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
Yeah.
I
So,
can dig that.
other than that, guys, as always, hop down there in them comment boxes. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Always hit that thumbs up if you guys are liking the content that you're seeing. And last but not least, ding that notification bell so you guys can be up to date on all our newest content. We're going to be hitting y'all probably tomorrow night. We're going to be recording NBA talk. We got to do a little bit of NBA talk. There's been some stuff happening in the league that we're going to go over tomorrow night. So, as always, tune in, guys, and we will holler.